So, you've just finished a 12-year stint on America's biggest sitcom. What next? If you're Johnny Galecki, you take a break, spend some time with the family, and maybe even open a nightclub. From 1992 to 1997, Johnny Galecki starred in the original run of Roseanne as David Healy, Darlene Connor's love interest. The spin-off show The Connors had just been renewed for season 2 when The Big Bang Theory ended in 2019. After reprising his role in 2 episodes of the spin-off, Galecki entered into talks to play David on a more regular basis. In 2019, he told Parade magazine, "That's kind of my second home with those folks, and I still have a bit of a high school crush on that character."
When you spend 30 years knowing somebody, you can't manufacture that kind of chemistry.
That said, Galecki was reluctant to join the show as a series regular, having just given more than a decade of his life to The Big Bang Theory. So he appeared as an occasional guest star on The Connors until he was finally written off in season 5. Executive producer Bruce Helford told TV Line in 2023 that this wasn't an easy decision, saying, "We have to deal with what's going on in the Connors' lives, so we just decided this was the time to address David's absence." David's main role in the series is that of Harris and Mark's dad, but due to Galecki's lack of availability, he becomes something of a deadbeat father on the show. The producers believed that taking this route might keep their options open, rather than, say, killing him off. This was meant to leave the door open should Galecki ever have wished to return. Sadly, though, The Connors ended in 2025, and Galecki never made that final comeback.
It's changed my life. It's changed my family's life. I couldn't be more grateful.
When The Big Bang Theory wrapped, Galecki expressed a desire to take some personal time. He told Parade, "I'm going to do some traveling and spend some time with family, which I haven't been able to for a while, and work with my production company." Galecki also insisted that he'd still find time to act, but aside from The Connors, he's made very few on-screen appearances in recent years. His last big screen role was in the 2019 movie A Dog's Journey, and even his last appearance on The Connors was back in season 2. According to Connors producer Bruce Helford, Galecki has indeed put acting on the back burner, but not due to a lack of opportunities. Helford told TV Line, he loved being on the show, but real life tends to take priority. Born in Belgium and raised in Illinois, Johnny Galecki moved to Los Angeles to pursue an acting career. Even years later, though, he still found it hard to call the city his home. In 2024, he told Architectural Digest, "I never felt like much of an Angelino, and I did try. I say that with sadness, not with snobbery." In 2015, Galecki bought a half-acre hideaway in Hollywood Hills. Previously owned by Jason Statham and Ben Stiller, the Spanish-style compound consisted of a 1920s villa, guest house, and loggia. Although it was private and luxurious, the house didn't ease Galecki's feeling of being an outsider. He explained, 30 years is just a very long time to live in a city that you're not at all that comfortable in." That is not to say that living the Hollywood lifestyle didn't have its highlights, of course. Galecki admitted that he got to fulfill his travel fantasies over the years, as acting gigs took him to different cities around the country, and it was in Nashville, Tennessee that he found a place he could truly call home. Galecki later recalled, "Everywhere I looked around here felt like the scene of a future memory." He fell in love with the first house he viewed, and before he knew it, the next chapter of his life had begun. Galecki purchased his first Nashville home in 2018. For a while, he rented his LA compound for $45,000 a month, but eventually chose to sell the property in 2023.
A lot of dreams came true today.
The rich history of Galecki's Gothic Nashville mansion is exactly why he fell in love with the property in the first place. As he told Architectural Digest, "It was built in either 1801 or 1811. I've heard both." Although it started as only a log cabin back in the day, it has since been expanded into a 12,000 square foot, 5-bedroom house occupying 30 acres on the outskirts of the city. Galecki wanted the renovation to capture the home at a certain point in history. He shared, "While most remodels want to make the old new, our goal was very much the opposite." But he faced a number of challenges when it came to bringing the past into the present. For one, the workmanship and materials required have changed a lot over 100 years. He said, "With very limited knowledge of the area, resources, and relationships, and a little one running around, I thought, this is going to take me at least 7 years to try to do it myself." Galecki didn't give up, though. He hired interior designers and started remodeling in a way that would honor the history of the home while making it his own. His designer, Louisa Pierce, told Architectural Digest, There was not a part of the house that wasn't touched in the renovation. In May 2019, Galecki and his then-girlfriend, Elena Meyer, revealed that they were expecting. They told People magazine, "We are absolutely over the moon to announce that we will soon be welcoming a little one into this crazy and wonderful world." In November, their son Orbison was born. Galecki took to Instagram to announce the news in December, writing, "With full and grateful hearts, we welcome our beautiful son into this incredible world. Thank you for all of your love and support." The new family moved into their Nashville mansion right before the COVID-19 pandemic hit America. Sadly, by November 2020, rumors were surfacing that the couple had split up. The last time Meyer mentioned Galecki in an Instagram post was in March 2020. All three of them were last associated together online in a now-deleted Easter blessing post in April 2020. While neither Galecki nor Meyer ever publicly explained their split, the rumors became fact when Galecki remarried in 2024. It wasn't until the 2024 March cover of Architectural Digest that Galecki revealed that he had gotten married. Johnny and his wife Morgan welcomed a daughter named Una Evelina not long after the photo shoot. Johnny had clearly kept his marriage under wraps for a long time, and it's still unclear when their wedding took place or how they met. We also know little about Morgan and her life, and the couple preferred to keep their personal lives private. Morgan first appeared on Johnny's Instagram page in January 2023 when the two took Orbison on a trip to Walt Disney World in Orlando.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Then in September 2024, the trio visited Disneyland in California for a Halloween event, along with the newest member of their family. Johnny captioned an Instagram post, "It's an incredible day when you are making memories with your children that you could have only dreamed of when you were little." Galecki began his Warner Brothers-based production company, Alcida Bava Productions, in 2015. Immediately, he brought in Andrew Haas as vice president to work on the Bobby Miller-directed dark comedy feature The Cleanse, in which Galecki also starred. The switch to production was a dream come true for Galecki, who had been aching to get into more projects after landing an EP credit on a Fox pilot called No Place Like Home. He told Deadline, "I've had the ambition to produce for over 10 years and have always been excited by the challenge of being part of nurturing and cultivating a seminal creative idea with artists I admire." The Cleanse was released in 2016. 2 years later, CBS ordered the comedy series Bait and Tackle from Alcida Bava Productions, which sadly never seems to have gotten off the ground. Nevertheless, Galecki began producing regularly after that, and he has been attached to several projects in recent years. In 2021, he moved away from comedy to begin developing an ABC medical drama series based on J.D. Kleinke's novel Catching Babies. This series doesn't seem to have been moved forward either. On the 15th anniversary of the Big Bang Theory pilot, the cast reunited to recount their experiences for Jessica Radloff's book The Big Bang Theory, the definitive inside story of the epic hit series. Radloff reached out to the vast majority of the lead cast and crew for her project, including Johnny Galecki. Radloff later revealed that her first Zoom interview with Galecki went on for 4 hours. Writing for Glamour, she explained, "For someone who was probably the most apprehensive about opening up, he would later admit it was one of the greatest gifts." Galecki was apparently very supportive of the project. He sent additional photos and agreed to joint interviews with Kaylee Cuoco about their on- and off-screen romance. Radloff wrote, "Johnny's candor opened the door to some really powerful conversations, and for that I am extremely grateful." Speaking to Radloff, Galecki and Cuoco discussed their on-set relationship for the first time. As their on-screen characters fell in love, so too did the actors. The two referred to the elevator shaft dream sequence in the Nerdvana Annihilation as a turning point. As Cuoco told Radloff, "I think we fell a little in love in that elevator shaft."
I don't know why you keep putting the two of us together.
I don't know why anyone does that anymore.
No,
Why do they have us do it together?
It's never not ended in tears.
No.
In 2021, Galecki surprised fans by announcing that he had lent his voice to the modern rendition of the beloved 1937 holiday radio show The Cinnamon Bear. Galecki joined an all-star cast for Audible's Cinnamon Bear: A Holiday Adventure, which featured Ryan Reynolds as Santa Claus and Alan Cumming as their titular bear. Galecki, meanwhile, played Fifo the Giant. Inspired by the original series, the new version follows siblings Judy and Jimmy as they hunt for a missing silver star tree topper. Along the way, they stumble upon Cinnamon Bear, who takes them to a land full of oddball characters. While the experience of voice acting was new for Galecki, his friendship with writer Eric Gilliland wasn't. As such, it was a no-brainer for Galecki to appear in the children's audio series adapted by his longtime friend. In a 2024 Instagram post celebrating their friendship, Galecki wrote, "For the past 33 years, when people asked how Eric Gilliland and I met, I answered, Eric created me from one of his ribs." The audio series also placed him alongside many other familiar voices, such as John Goodman, who voiced Presto the Magician, and Oscar winner Helen Hunt, who voiced Professor Wiz the Owl. Posting on Instagram at the time, Galecki wrote, "Proud to be a part of this holiday love and laughter." Galecki may not have been able to find a true home in Los Angeles, but he certainly found one in Nashville. From there, it didn't take long before he began making moves in the local community. Partnering up with TV personality and entrepreneur Billy Deck in 2024, Galecki opened the Blueprint Underground Cocktail Club in downtown Nashville. Previously, Deck had been responsible for bringing Chicago's Underground Club to life. That establishment quickly became a local celebrity hotspot, attracting such famous faces as Bruno Mars, Katy Perry, David Beckham, and many more. After moving to Nashville, Deck brought his Sunda New Asian restaurant to town. After that, he started to see the need for something a little different in downtown Nashville. For Galecki, the Blueprint represented more than a mere business opportunity. Located at the historic Printers Alley, the Blueprint sits in the part of town that used to be a nightclub district in the 40s and 50s. Writing on Instagram, Galecki wrote, "Proud to be a part of building this exciting spot in a historic space." At the club's grand opening, the bar drew a number of big names in Nashville's celeb community. Reba McEntire, Martina McBride, Macy Gray, Kevin Griffin, and many more turned out to show their support. Still, despite the backing of all these celebrities, the club is anything but exclusive. Deck told Forbes, "It's very open and very accessible, and there's no cover charge."